We are Pro Cannabis Media.
All right, welcome back to Cannabis Chat for a Monday afternoon. I'm Jimmy Young in the Pro Cannabis Media studio. And every Monday we talk about medicinal cannabis, cannabinoid medicine. And the person I always go to for this is Alissa Merrill from flowerandtonic.com. She has a great site that reviews products, gets them tested. So if you happen to be listening to our last interview with Jamie Kurtz, if you ever want to know something about a product first, you can check it out on flowerandtonic.com. And Alissa has already introduced us to Mandy Lile. She's with Potency number 710. And this is the second appearance on Cannabis Chat for Mandy. So thank you for joining us again, Mandy.
It never gets easier, though. I think it's easier to get dressed, to leave the house, just to disconnect yourself from your home, and then go to a place and speak in front of millions of people is so much easier for me. This right here makes me so nervous going on before. So,
well, don't you worry about millions of people. Okay, let's just cut right to the chase. But right now, it's a very friendly group. That's who we have, and that's we're happy anybody is taking the time to listen, because we pretty much guarantee that you will learn something in every one of our interviews. Now, tell us a little bit, Mandy, again, about Potency 710 and this amazing line that you have.
You got it. Potency is a plant-based product. I've incorporated that all new famous ingredient CBD. I use full spectrum CBD in my products, which is the whole plant. I use a lot of other plant oils along with CBD that I believe helps that to work and be effective, specifically with my formula. It's doing a lot of things on a clinical level, which I am headed to clinical studies after January, after the first of the year. I'm going to start heading into some clinical studies and stepping up that clinical side of it so that I can make some more claims, because right now we're so limited at what we can say. But I do a lot of talking with my before and after photos. I beg all my clients, I write it on every postcard I send, please take a before photo. So I'm that serious about how much the transformation is with this product.
Well, this is definitely after. I can tell you right now, this is after. My glow is happening, as it were.
We were talking about you in your notes, actually, earlier. We were talking about gratitude and how gratitude is everything that we need to help us stay grounded and not stressed, and that writing notes is so important, and how far and few between, like I'm guilty of not writing them a lot, but one of the other brands on the website, Healing Rose, they also recently sent a new package and wrote a note, and you just don't see it often. So it's
I ordered from her. Let's go back. I want to make sure we understand.
Nice.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I think
it was really cool.
I just feel bad, Alissa, because my handwriting is just terrible. I could have went on to probably be a physician, because I have a doctor's handwriting. Like, it looks like it's almost embarrassing, but I've looked up what it meant, and it actually means I'm pretty creative. So I'm okay with the dirty, messy handwriting.
You're related somehow. I've looked up the same exact information. I worked with doctors, so I blame them. But can you just share too? I think your background, it's not like you just threw a bunch of products.
No, I didn't. No, I opened my first skincare clinic at the early age of 20 years old. I worked alongside a very famous ear, nose, and throat and facial plastic physician. He was very into herbs and natural remedies, and that definitely sparked my interest at a very early age. I became very conscious about ingredients, from things to my hand soap, to my laundry detergent, what diaper my son was going to wear when he was born, moving forward to that time. I don't like, if I come to your house and you have a hand soap that is not one that I think is perfect, I'm still going to use it. Don't get me wrong. But for everyday use, for everyday products I consume, I've become very conscious at what I'm using, from deodorant to, the lipstick. Does it have red dye number 40 in it? So I get really particular about ingredients. And that's one thing I think that's working well with the Potency line, is that I was very conscious of the ingredients that I combined with that CBD going in. And I did try to keep it 100% as natural as I could. And in the gold serum, it is 100% natural oils. If there's anything in for example, my cleanser will have phenylphexanol in it. I can't even pronounce that one, but it's less than 1%. It's a preservative that's needed in the product, but it's not a harmful phosphate or paraben. But there are some times when you need to have those preservatives in those types of products. But the oil is a 100% natural, and I'm just getting some amazing results with it. From curling iron burns to pretty clinical things in the skin that we really can't even speak about just yet. Redness, inflammatory issues.
I have a friend with psoriasis, and I'll share her experience. I have a friend with psoriasis, and one with eczema, one with psoriasis, and I've given it to both. And all I'll say is some of those conditions, even eczema, I think, like, just, psoriasis is serious, but even like eczema can be debilitating. Like, it can literally I know someone who really suffers, but they don't have fingers. And I mean, it is making her crazy. And honestly, I think we don't have options. And this has worked in place where steroids haven't. And I'm comfortable enough to give it to my niece, my kids, like anyone. And that's saying a lot, because there aren't many products out there that I could feel that comfortable recommending to kids who are dealing with these horrible conditions. Eczema is horrible. It's one of those.
And even when you talk about eczema and psoriasis, some things that a lot of people don't understand, and I guess I thought everyone just understood, but again, they're not in the skincare industry, so maybe they wouldn't, but from their laundry detergent, it starts at what you're washing even your laundry in every day. That's going to also, you don't want it to be counterintuitive. When I talk to my clients, I ask them, what are you washing your laundry in? Let's get you to a plant-based product that's free of all those synthetic chemicals and fragrances and things that may be what's starting this aggravating problem to begin with. And then when you give them a product like Gold Serum and you tweak a few little things, even if it's not, you don't even tweak a few things, you're going to get a result, but you're going to get even a more amazing result if you really get down to the root of the problem. And a lot of times it's from something as simple as switching that detergent out and then adding plant therapy.
I need to know when you make your own, because like that's where I get a little lost, the whole make your own like cleaning agents. That I don't do that. So I
don't have time for that. I wished I did. I wished I did, but I really don't. Like, I wish I had time to garden a lot. I love to smell rosemary and mint, and I have a little lavender in my backyard, but I'm just not really good at I just don't have a lot of time, and I don't want to get them and not nurture them.
So what do you use then? Like, do you give people like, do you really like know? So she reached out to me, Jimmy, right after COVID started. And I thought I was crazy, but like my hands were burning when I would use a lot of these hand sanitizers, and my emotions also seemed hormonally induced in addition to just the craziness of COVID. I felt like my hormones can make you feel like out of your skin anxious, like a different level. And she educated me on things, again, I thought were crazy. Endocrine disruptors are apparently real and can really affect women and increase your estrogen and make you kind of that hyper kind of crazy feeling. So can you share a little more about you were very eye-opening.
I just try to always go with more plant-based products. I'll use Method, or Ecos is another brand that I like a lot, especially for my laundry detergent. And I'm just always look for that plant-based. And of course I'm always checking that list of ingredients to make sure if I can pretty much pronounce it, then I know that it's a safer product than the one that I don't know what in the world it says. For people that don't understand ingredients, if you just pretty much can't spit it out, it's probably not meant to be put.
True. There are so many that you, again, brought to my attention that I don't believe some people when they share this with me, but when the right person shares it with me in the right way, it sinks in. And there were like a list of products that I was kind of shocked that are banned in other countries that we're okay with here.
There's a lot of strict standards. Yeah, and I'm excited about what Europe just did. I think they just pretty much passed through that CBD wasn't like crack, is what I guess is what's my explanation. They were saying it was okay, and I'm like, yay for Europe! Finally, they picked a good ingredient to say it's great for us. We get to use it. I'm excited to use CBD as an ingredient in my products, and I think it's done a lot of things to help those other oils do their job with that entourage effect. Yes. Today, I wanted to show you a quick little fun thing that's a good thing to do. A lot of people have been missing those spa treatments. The spas have been shut down. Some have opened back up. They're limited at what they can do. We're all at home. It's the time of the season where we're switching the season from the different weather change. You start turning the heat on in the house. Your skin starts to get a little dehydrated, maybe a little itchy. And a lot of us are hanging on to dead skin cells a little too long. So I wanted to introduce what microneedling was today and how cool it is to microneedle with the gold serum, because it speeds up the healing process tremendously. And I've done this with several women. I've sent them to even a physician's office and had it done a little more aggressively. And then I've had some using different size needles with the gold serum. So we've been watching how quick the skin heals versus not using it. And it really helps speed up that healing process. I'm talking quick. So I wanted to show a quick little example of how to microneedle and how to apply the gold serum and the way that I think is the best way. And then if we had time, I would even put on a charcoal mask and sit here and talk to y'all with a mask on and just mask a little bit with you and have a little spa time.
How will I know? How will I know it's you if you're behind the mask?
Hey, how do you know anybody's anybody anymore? We're all covered up right now. What are you talking about?
You gotta, just the eyes and the hair color is pretty much all you get, right?
Yeah, what a weird year that's been.
No, absolutely.
I'm still trying to figure out that you can't eat inside the restaurant, but you can eat inside the tent if it's outside of the restaurant. Have y'all saw that one yet?
Yeah, I do that all. I've done that many times. What's the problem with that?
The tent is outside, but you're still inside.
No, you're not. You're outside. You have open sides. So the wind, the whole idea is to have the wind going through the tent. Now,
these are tents that have walls to them all the way around.
Well, now that's a little bit different. Now, aren't you in California?
And it's even, and it's crazy here. It's crazy town here right now.
Well, I know it's crazy. It's California. But no, so what you're saying, I get what you're saying. If they put the sides down on the tent,
it's a closed-in tent. It's a closed-in tent. The wall, there's nothing open.
I'm not quite sure I would do that. But you know what? We've spent a lot of time in open air tents.
I get that.
I've had more great meals in parking lots over the last 7 months than I've ever had in my life.
I'm worried what kind of I was kind of concerned about the health department standards when you start thinking about how dirty the parking lots are. I get really technical with this, but I just can't figure out how we can't eat inside, but you can eat inside, outside. But it's closed and it's completely closed in too.
Well, again, the whole idea is airflow through the restaurant. Now, if the restaurant happens to have tremendous air systems, air conditioning, UV light and air cleaners. In fact, you mentioned spa. I'm still going to my muscle therapist is really what it is.
They were practicing those rules before, hopefully, of being sanitary and
sanitary, yes, but not a UV light and an air cleaner in the massage room.
Yeah.
Which made me feel very good, I might add. Not to mention the massage was pretty good. Although my massages are not relaxing. We don't need to go there. Trust me, they're not relaxing at all. They're very painful, but it's worth it in the long run. Let's just say.
Beauty is pain.
and that let's go. I want to talk to you about pain, and I want to talk to you about some of your topicals that have CBD in it that I'm guessing you are used for topical pain, aches, pains in your joints. Yeah.
It's CBD is an ingredient. So even though this is a beauty product geared toward a beauty product, obviously because of the pain relieving properties that several essential oils even produce, my gold serum could certainly be used on a neck pain if you had it, or a arm or wrist pain. I have 100 milligrams of the full spectrum in the gold serum, and there is numerous times that I rub it on the back of my neck afterward.
By the way, you're saying body parts, and I'm going, yep, neck pain, finger pain, arm, wrist, elbow, hip. Pick a body part. Don't.
Okay. How about I send you a gallon size that you can just take a bath in?
I have a hot tub in the backyard, so you know what? Trust me on that. I live.
This is
I live
sounding
for
fun.
that. That's right.
I think yours is the only product like I was literally looking for. I found her, I think, when I could tell her products were so clean. I'm like, I could needle that into my skin, couldn't I?
Yeah. And we're going to micro needle right now into my skin.
Jimmy,
So have you micro needled, Alissa?
I have. I actually have one in the other room. I have, but I don't know that I did it right. And
Did you start off with a smaller needle in the beginning, or have you
yes,
done it at a physician?
I got like on Amazon, and I just didn't feel right about it. I've never used it.
Okay, so great. So you're a little nervous about it. So I would start off with my mist, just because, first of all, I love to spray it all the time. I call it my come to Jesus, and I spray it every time my kid stresses me out. So I just spray my little mist on just to kind of get that skin damp. And then I'm using a little sample right now of the gold serum, which is my tiny but mighty little sample. Usually people can get about 4 days out of this if they use a dropper full. And I apply it in the palm of my hand. And the reason I put it in the palm of my hand is you don't want to waste any. And a lot of times when you put product on your fingertips to put it on, it goes down in between your fingers and the creases, and you're losing that product. So I like to put it in the palm of my hand, and then I like to rub my hands together nicely. And then I just smell it. I always smell it. And then I just press it into the skin. And if I have any areas of unevenness, like little brown freckles or sun damage or pigmentation, we call it, I always will take a little more and maybe go down that area a little bit more, because I know that it's going to have some helping to even out that skin tone and lighten some of those pigmentation spots from the sun.
It sounds so good. I think applying it on my palm, I never like apply like this. I'm like a rubber, and I rub it in kind of aggressively.
I love to press it.
It's so calming. Jimmy, just touch your face.
I just love to press it in there. And it's it's a mind, body, spirit thing. I mean, essential oils have been around for years, and they're good for depression. They're good for anxiety. I mean, they're used for a number of things. And when I put it in with the CBD and the gold serum, the frankincense and the sandalwood and all the things that you can smell, it does something to your senses. Like even if I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, well, after I've gone to my bathroom in the morning and had maybe a little bit of coffee, that gold serum kind of resets my whole mood, I guess. So, or I like to think that it does, or to me it does, because it just is it's some kind of like ritual for me, you know? I love it. I won't go too long. So this is a 0.75 needle. I started out, I went to a physician's office and had micro needling done the first time, just to see the difference. And there is a slight difference. I mean, they do get a little more aggressive there. But I like to do it on home maintenance. And I always usually start at my neck. And the reason that you want a micro needle, and the purpose of micro needling to begin with, is it actually wakes the collagen up. It signals it to, basically you're putting little tiny pricks in your skin. A slight little tiny injury is going on. And so this tells your skin to make more collagen, to heal it. So you're waking up your collagen. That, by the way, at the age of 25, you begin to lose 1% of that collagen. Every year you lose collagen. So we're getting looser and looser. So this is a good way to tighten yourself up at home while you're locked in at COVID and during the holidays. So and people aren't seeing you. And if you get really red, which you're not because you have the goat serum, you're covered halfway anyway, and we're all locked in. So I start going in an upward direction, and I'm just going up and down my neck. I do not push it really, really hard, although you might start to see my neck to get what they call redneck. You know, I'm from Kentucky, so I'm going to be a little redneck here for a minute.
I want to try it.
This is a true redneck, Jimmy.
Can I ask a silly question? How does it hurt?
It doesn't, it's not super pain. It can't be more painful than your massages that you're getting. That sounds like you get pretty much beat up.
Yes, that's true. And I've had acupuncture, so I'm not afraid of
you're going to be fine. And it's such a small needle. If you start with a smaller needle, you have control of how hard you're actually pushing it in there. The goal is to just lightly prick that little skin right there. You see how red my neck's kind of getting already?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So now once you go up and down, you go across.
Quick question.
Against the grain. Ooh.
question, because I
See,
went
if
to
I do that with my razor, that really hurts.
Please don't do that, Jimmy.
Like, do I have to sterilize it with alcohol first?
I usually, well, of course mine was, but I usually will spray it with 70%, 80% alcohol. Sometimes I'll just mist it with my mister because it does have so many antiseptic, antibiotics. So if I don't have that, and I'm using it on myself only, I'm not sharing this with anyone, you know?
Yes.
This is not shared.
But that's what I was afraid of. That's honestly why I haven't used it. I'm like, how do I make sure it's sterile? Like, I don't know.
Just spritz it with, if you have 70%, I mean, we all have sanitizer around right now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Mandy, your neck is getting really red.
It's very red. You see it?
Yeah.
You know what's funny, Jimmy, is I don't have my glasses on, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Well, I don't think we've ever seen microneedling done on this show before. So this
it's
is
so fun. And guess what? It's kind of cannabis related because I took a gummy before I did it, so it didn't hurt as bad.
There you go. I understand how that works. So I'm going to guess you have a product that gets rid of the red too.
I do, and that's going to be the gold serum that does it and it's also going to allow better penetration for your products or your serums because you're actually allowing this to kind of get in there a little bit better. Go up and down. And then after you go up and down, you're going to go across.
Okay. So you put it on the
My washing machine's going, y'all, and it sounds like a machine gun going. I don't know what's happening in there. I am back in California. I was in the desert, so I don't know. Anything's possible. All right, so that is very rad. So I'm just going to do this half, so we're done. And then that's basically what you do. You're going to go up and down, and then you'll go across, okay?
Yep.
And then I'm going to put the gold serum on
I want to see
so
the
that
gold
I
serum.
can calm that down.
We're going to do a before screenshot, and then we'll do an after screenshot.
That's
Because
great.
I know you
There
like
you
the before and after, right?
See how red I am right there?
Yeah,
Pretty
no,
red.
definitely.
It is red, yeah.
I'm not going to run
tomorrow
right out.
I'm going to look half like Joan Rivers. Half will be pulled up and the other half will.
You actually think it pulls up your face, really?
Of course it does. And listen, I got a new before picture of a lady who had a lot of spiderweb wrinkling, and she's in her late 60s. And just a few days ago, she said, I'm 7 days using the gold. Look at this. She had so much spiderweb wrinkling, the kind of skin that looked very sharp, like a Shar-Pei, that you could pinch and it was dehydrated, the kind that you could pinch and it would not go back, okay? Her skin, you could see the lift that it did in the lines all around this area around her mouth, lifted. I mean, it was a complete lift. And I told her, let's microneedle later, but I wanted to see what the gold was doing without anything else, without any extra added tools. And boy, in 7 days, I'll send you these pictures. This is one of my new favorite transformations. And she's so thankful.
And don't be sharing those micro needles.
Don't share your needles. No, don't.
Sharing
don't
of the micro
share
needles.
those. Gosh,
right.
No. Don't
Fantastic
share those.
Stuff. So I tell you what, put your gold serum on your neck and then take a picture of it and send it to us.
Okay.
Just so we know you're going to be okay. Oh, there we go.
I'm going to be fine. I'm going to send you. My girlfriend went to Nashville and had this done with her plastic surgeon, and she was redder than this on the way home. And she got home and put her gold serum on and sent me a picture a few hours later, and it was beautiful. So I was so happy. I just get so excited with the watching everybody's skin change, and I get so excited about using CBD as a beauty ingredient. It is such a free radical fighter. I mean, even if your skin's perfect, and if you want to maintain it that way, this is a way to do it because it helps fight free radical damage. And the free radical damage is what breaks down this collagen to begin with and causes this loss of elasticity. So it actually is going to help keep this from happening again, hopefully. My skin at 44. I'm 44. My skin just keeps looking better. So I'm really happy to be able to use this ingredient, and just think what all we haven't even done with it yet. It's only 3 years old.
I know.
Fantastic stuff. And Mandy, where can they, you can get it at flowerandtonic.com, right?
You can go to flowerandtonic.com. I love her name, Flower and Tonic. It's so cute. You can go to Flower and Tonic, and or you can go to potency710.com. And in case you don't know, if you flip 710, it spells oil.
That's right. That's true. I get it. I understood. In fact, I remember you saying that the last time you were on, but this was a great demonstration. I can't wait to share this particular segment with our friends down at Forever Young downstairs. They're the,
They're going to want this too.
yeah, well, they may be interested in it. That's why I figured I'd give them a plug. But Mandy Lile, thank you so much for joining us today. And you're always welcome. And I will continue to think of you when I use that facial cleaner.
Cleanser.
The cleanser. Absolutely. I'm all about the cleanser. I enjoy it. And
You're going to want this too, Jimmy.
And I always enjoy your just listening to you. You could read Good Night Moon. I'd be very happy.
You got it. All right. Good night.
There goes Mandy Lile.